Okay, finishing up chapter 5 here, right? So the last thing where we left off on was city driving and looking 12 seconds ahead. All right, so we're going to move over onto the next page now. Okay, under hills, bridges, and other roadway hazards. Okay, and again, hopefully mentioned this already. All right, but make sure you highlight this portion here, right, to start off this video. If a vehicle is moving too fast, right, the motorist may not be able to slow down in time. Speeding and applying the brakes firmly can cause a skid or a spin. Mm-hmm. Especially on those on hills, metal bridges. All right, a lot of that can happen there also, especially if it's just rained. Okay, something we mentioned in class already, but here it is in print. Okay, any construction zones or work zones. All right, most motorists encounter construction on roadways. In New Jersey, traffic fines are doubled for motor vehicle violations committed in roadway or construction zones. This also goes along with speed zones, right? Your 65-mile-per-hour zones that are there. All right. Moving over to page 104 now. Okay. Down the bottom of 104. All right. Under skids now. All right. It continues on the following page too. Okay. So, all right. To make sure you highlight this entire section that's here. All right. And I'll do it physically here and then right up through here. Sudden turns, lane changes, or hard braking can throw a vehicle into a skid. This often happens on wet or icy roads, and motorists should handle a skid in both front wheel and rear wheel drive vehicles in the same way. If the rear end of the vehicle starts to slide, the motorist should take his or her foot off the gas pedal. A vehicle may spin if the steering wheel is quickly turned away from the direction of the skid. To avoid a spin, right, the motorist should turn in the direction the rear of the vehicle is skidding without oversteering. When skidding, a motorist should look in the direction that he or she wants to go. Right, a motorist will be able to feel when the vehicle is back under control and then straighten the wheels. During a side skid, avoid using the brakes. All right, so just like in all the emergency situations, the first thing you do is take your foot off the gas pedal. All right, next, running off the pavement. Okay, and then and again, from lack of attention or things like that, where you'll actually go maybe over the rumble strips that are there. All right, if a vehicle runs off the pavement, slow down, regain control, and turn slowly back onto the road. Next, plunging in the water. Okay, all right, so this section here, hopefully you'll never in this situation before, right? But your shows like Dateline in 2020, almost on a yearly basis, we'll go over this type of emergency involving water and vehicles, right? But water causes more panic than any other emergency. Actual tests have resulted in a few tips. A vehicle with windows and doors closed will float for about 3 to 10 minutes. Two major points of escape and self-rescue from a submerged vehicle is to wear a seatbelt, which will increase the chances of surviving the initial impact with the water. And while the vehicle is still floating on the surface, to escape through the open window. It is hard to open a door against water pressure, right? But a window can be rolled down easily. Power windows may short out, so try to open them at once. Glass in the side and rear windows can be broken only with a heavy or hard object. A front engine vehicle will sink nose first. Right. And the other thing you have to remember is the heaviest part of your vehicle is where the engine is. So the vehicle will sink to that direction first. On the following page, this is on 107 now. All right. Most of us will face this situation also. All right. A tire blowout or a violent flat tire. If a motorist experiences a flat tire or a blowout, he or she should hold the steering wheel firmly and keep the vehicle straight while gradually slowing down. The motorist should remove his or her foot from the gas pedal and not use the brakes. The vehicle should coast to a stop on its own as the motorist pulls to a safe area off the roadway. The next part is something that we've talked about before, right? On the following page, so this is on 108 now. Okay, and again, the bold print that's here. Right? If a motorist sees that his or her vehicle may hit something, one of these things can be done: stop, turn, or speed up. So adjust the speed by either hitting the brakes or speeding up, okay, or turn the steering wheel to possibly avoid it. So the bold that's here: stop quickly, and it continues on the following page. Turn quickly, or possibly even speed up. We've also mentioned the last minute choices and your 4 best choices. Okay, and again, it's only because you know you're going to have a crash, all right, and you're trying to lessen the damage that's there. Right, so here it is in the book. If a crash looks possible, the motorist should turn away from oncoming traffic, even if it means leaving the road. Driving off the road rather than skidding gives the motorist more control over the vehicle. The motorist should choose to hit something that will give way, such as brush or shrubs, rather than something that's hard. Choose to hit something moving in the same direction rather than something that is not moving. Choose to hit something not moving rather than something coming straight on. If hitting something is unavoidable, try to make it a glancing blow, a side-swiping type of blow. All right? Never try to hit anything head on. Right, we've also talked about before with that. All right, so your best choices is to hit something that's going to give way. All right, and your next best choice is to hit something in a side-swiping manner. All right, and those two are better than the last two, which is either hitting something stationary, all right, which is actually much, much better than hitting something that's coming at you. All right, but if you choose to hit something stationary, all right, try to make sure it's off the center of the vehicle if you can, whenever possible. All right, there's a science of each inch that's coming off of that. All right, that the energy will be dissipated. All right, every so feet for every inch that's off the center. This concludes chapter 5.